As being a Christian, you can't really say bad words. You can't really do evil thoughts. But so many times I just want to create fake ones, I guess. Like, oh, you honey bunches of oats. What's another one? Let's do Madagascar. Sugar honey iced tea. Oh, you fruity pebbles, you. We're not perfect. We're not going to be perfect. I don't know why everybody says you could do things differently. Everybody can do things, a lot of things. But how do you know you can do differently if you don't go out and try? So many people, it seems like they have the best opinion on things when they themselves never got out and do certain aspects. So many people, they go out there and they're upset and mad that, let's go over Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, he wasn't soft-spoken a lot. I mean, he was humble. He was quiet, but you push his buttons, he gets upset. Why does he get upset? Well, we're human. We're not perfect. We're not going to be perfect. The fact that people are believing the propaganda that he's a racist is insane. He had people of color friends. And stop making it about skin color. Holy moly. The fact that all of y'all who screams racist is so much, y'all are the ones who's racist, and y'all don't even know it. We bleed the same. Man, it just drives me nuts on the audacity people has all the time about skin. Why are you so obsessed? Brothers and sisters of Christ, skin don't matter. Your point of origin don't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a female or a male. We are all the same in the eyes of Christ, which are his creations. We are human. And we're all going to the same place when we go. Hopefully, prayerfully. I just want to hug Jesus. But even you got people out there who's not speaking things properly. So when I was a kid growing up, you had this sign. In the Bible, it talks about how wide is the road to destruction and narrow is the way. And it was the world versus Jesus Christ. That's the original part of it. Dude, I'm telling you what, so many people now have took that sign, redid it, and put those who believe in Jesus and those who's obedient. How are you going to be obedient? Let's talk about obedience. What did Jesus commanded from all of us? Let's talk about obedience if you want to talk about this. To love your neighbor as you love yourself. You know how many people who all about obedience, they would rather not eat pork than love your neighbor? They would rather follow Leviticus laws than to love their neighbor? Even though when Jesus was talking about the sacrifice and what it meant, and he gave details, if you wrong such and such, if you done such and such, the sacrificing was the point. The point was these people were already sacrificing animals already. They've already been doing it. The point of it was when they wronged somebody. That's the point. Who did you wrong? Who did you wrong? It was supposed to make them think, maybe I gotta find my brother and tell him I'm sorry. Huh? It wasn't about the animals. And a lot of people still can't figure that out. So it's just that. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. How do you love your neighbor? Let me tell you properly how I love my neighbor as I love myself. I want people to know the truth. If I know about somebody's killing themselves, I'll be like, that's not good for you. If I see someone passed out drunk, I want to make sure I stop by and see if they need help. If I see somebody who needs to walk, I want to see if they need to be taken care of. Hitchhiker, like, hey, it's hot out here, need a ride? Majority of the time you're gonna get no. That's what this is, guys. But now we're in this world where people They have too much time. So they're going to nitpick everything. And it's the same thing with people who they think Charlie Kirk's a racist. They got too much time on their hands and they're nitpicking everything that they would have wanted to be told differently. I'm sorry. If college is a scam, and I do believe it was, I winded up in a lot of debt, I will let people know. Charlie Kirk did that. He proved a point. He had no money to his name. And he started a whole company, Turning Point USA. How is your debt working out for you after you got your master's degree and you're flipping burgers for a living? How's that going for you? That's the point he was trying to make. Our schools has failed us because that was the point. They created little communist soldiers to be yes and no, to fit in a cogs in a machine because of people who own the public schools and colleges. Pay attention to the stocks. Who is invested in the majority of these stocks? I don't want to mess with none of this stuff. But that's the point. And you gotta get mad because he was telling the truth. He told the truth about DEI. He told the truth about majority of people are in the situation they are because they choose to be in this situation. They don't think they deserve anything better. So instead of trying to think, they're like, there's some facts about this. Y'all just get butthurt because you're still eating the same slop that your parents ate and your grandparents ate. And then you want to talk about, oh, it's because of the white man. When in reality, it was more of a rich person's issue. My grandparents, my great-grandparents picked cotton along with everybody else. Crying out loud. I got pictures of my grandparents owning a cotton field, owning a farm. I remember I was on TikTok one time and I saw this guy, a person of color, he was talking about, you don't know what it is. Let me tell you all the foods that I ate. He was naming mustard greens, collard greens, corn on the cob, fried okra, mac and cheese, poke salad, hog jowl beans. And I'm just listening to him. I'm like, buddy, I ate that. I grew up on that. What are you talking? And then Dame, we're just poor. We're just poor, man. That's what this is. Every time I hear about soul food, I'm like, I eat that. It's just that it's funny. So instead of getting upset on who ate what first, because everybody's about who had the hairstyle first, even though whatever, that's besides the point. Stop looking at the differences of the skin color. Stop looking at the differences of where we originated from. Stop looking at the difference of the slavery in the past, because you want to hear all the facts. And this is everybody. I'm not talking about just a particular group of people. I'm talking about everybody. Everybody believes it's propaganda. Why? Division. Real division separates us, but unity comes together. So be like, instead talking about food, be like, yo bro, I ate that growing up. Sometimes I crave that. Going back to the food, and that's what it's about. I think that's what Christ is about. He wants us to be unified under him. I think the Tower of Babel, and this is my opinion, this is my personal opinion, God was impressed that they were working together, but he was not impressed that they were leaving him out. They were leaving him out of it. Why would you do that? Don't you want to be, I don't know. If I had my father in my life, I want him to be surprised by me all the time. I would try to be like, hey dad, look what I can do. I figure that's how God is sometimes. He wants us to be the same way, but if we just don't include him, and we'll be like, we'll build our own tower so that way we too can be gods, then you'd be like, well, how unfortunate. That's it, guys. This is just a rant video of me trying to understand and comprehend a lot of things that's happened in his life, and I still see it to this day. It's driving me nuts, man. And I'm trying not to focus on the world. I'm not trying to focus no more on this political crap that's happening. A bunch of assassins. You know, this happened all the time. This has always happened. Even back in when Jesus was walking the earth, they were radicals, zealots. I think that's what they were called, who killed people because of their power, how they see things, and if they mock God, basically. People, Muslims who cause jihadists. You know, this is that type of mentality. You know, and we still got this. You know, I had a conversation with somebody not long ago, and that's why I'm commenting. Someone commented, be like, when it comes to people, our enemies, they said things like, we should not allow people to walk all over us. And I'm like, what do you think being a Christian is? Like, some people out there be like, you can't expect us to be a punching bag. Yeah, I do. People don't understand. And then I have to tell them, remind them, how did Jesus act? How did Jesus react when he got picked up by the Pharisees, Sadducees, and the mercenaries that gathered him up, or the Romans? Don't know which one was what. Yes. Anyway, he didn't fight. He did it throw hands. He did have Mike, check 1, check 2. He gladly went with them, humbly, mercifully, stopped Peter from attacking, put the ear back on the Roman soldier, and humbly went to them. Mocked, scoffed, spit on, whipped, beat, bleeding to death, carrying a cross to his own execution. Here's my theory. Jesus said, forgive them for they do not know what they do, and they don't. And I feel like this is the same way with real life. And this is just my perspective. Take it as a grain of salt. We're not supposed to beat up, because everybody has a chance of repentance. Everybody. You had a chance. Why else are you following Christ? You repented. You want to become better. You want to do good. You want to thrive. You want to be better than you was yesterday. So why would you want to fight to stay in his life? I don't. What do you think being martyred is? But anyway, we'll do a deep dive on this conversation later. But love your neighbor, guys. Praying works. Praying does work. And if you don't see it, it doesn't mean it's going to happen instantly. But prayers do get answered. I'm a living testament to that. God bless you, and have a wonderful day.